So this is the final video for section 2.6. I'd like to end section 2.6 by doing some practice problems. Remember, these answers are on the back of your book. And also, I may as well just remind you while we're on page 113 to do your summary. The answers, again, are on the back of the book. But you definitely want to work through this summary. It does a good job of, well, summarizing what we've learned. So let's start out. I'm going to start out on this column first. Maybe I'll do problem 5 and 7, and then I'll come over here and maybe do problems, 2 and 3 or 3 and 4. So let's start with problem 5, and I'll probably rewrite it over here on the side. So number 5, I've rewritten it. It says solve for r. Okay, so it looks like we have 2 pi r, so this is the formula for circumference. So to get r by itself, we can divide both sides by 2 pi and then cancel the 2's to be left with c over 2 pi is equal to r. And that would be my final answer for number 5. Okay? So, again, maybe work through it, make sure you're comfortable with this, and then we'll try letter number 6. Okay, so if you want to pause the video for a minute, I'm going to erase this and then redo number 6 on the top. Okay, so our next problem, we have C1V1 equals C2V2. Don't worry about the little numbers. Those are called subscripts. That just helps you identify C1 might be like the starting value, and C2 might be the second value or the end value, or V1 could be the initial volume, and V2 might be the volume after a period of time, but they're subscripts, okay? So it's asking us to solve for C1. That just means get C1 by itself. So to get C1 by itself, well, if I divide by V1, I can cross out the V1s, and I'm left with C1 equals C2, V2 all over V1. Okay, so we can't cross out the V2 and V1 because they're not the same, and we would just leave our final answer like this. Okay, I'm going to do number 7, and again, if you want to pause the video for a second to make sure you're good with number 6, I will rewrite number 7 up here somewhere. Okay, so let's try number 7. I'm going to rewrite that now up here. Okay, so it looks like I have A equals P times 1 plus RT, and it says solve for R. So we have to get R by itself here, okay? So I think the first thing I can do is if I divide everything by P, right, you'll see that the P's cancel. So I'm left with A over P equals 1 plus RT, right? So kind of number this. And then next, I guess I could subtract 1 from both sides to get A over P minus 1 equals RT. Let's make my P a little better. It's not that much better. And then to finish the problem, I have to divide everything by T, right? So if I divide this whole thing by T, you see the T's cancel. So I'm left with A over P minus 1, all of that over T equals R. Okay? There's my final answer. All right, that was a tricky one. All right, let's do a couple of problems on the other side. Maybe number 3. Yeah, let's do number 3. Okay? So again, I'll just leave this up for a minute if you want to copy this. And again, if anything's confusing, we can do it in a Zoom session or during office hours. Okay, let me rewrite number 3. Okay, so we have 2x minus 3y equals 6, and we're going to solve for y. So I have to get rid of the 2x. Whoops, I made a mistake. I'm not dividing by 2x. I'm going to subtract 2x. Right, big difference. And I'm left with negative 3y equals 6 minus 2x. And you could put the negative 2x in the front, right? If you put negative 2x plus 6, that's fine also. And then we divide everything by -3. And you're left with y equals 6 minus 2x, and all of this is over -3. You know, I feel like we did a problem like this earlier, right? Remember, we simplified 6 divided by 3 to get 2. So you can leave this answer like this, but remember, I believe we did one where we ended up writing this as 6 over -3 plus -2x over -3, right? And then we reduced this one, right? We said 6 divided by -3 is -2, and then we wrote plus 2x over 3, because a negative over a negative is a positive. So if you wrote that, that's fine. You know, most of you probably would just stop right here, right? And this would be your final answer, okay? So anyway, I hope that helps. Again, this was a short lesson. Go through the summary, you know, make sure you're comfortable filling in the blanks. Any of the practice problems that we did not do, do them on your own and check your answers in the back of the book. Okay? Thank you for watching.